DEXA scan.
Yes. It's very important.
Tell us why.
So you need data. If you want to actually see your results, you need to have data. You need initial data so you have a baseline, and then you continue to get DEXA scans so that you can continue to see how you're progressing.
Phil Phails for you.
I have a lot of clients previously be like, oh, well, I'm gaining so much muscle, I can't fit my pants anymore. And they didn't get a DEXA scan, and bodies don't lie. So in order for you to be able to see complete accuracy, a DEXA scan will help because it will show you your bone density, it will show you your lean tissue mass, it will show you your visceral fat, and also your subcutaneous fat. It will give you your RMR, your resting metabolic rate. So that is your caloric intake that you should have any day that you just exist. So on a rest day, this is what you should be like optimally looking to hit. On a busier day, you're going to need more calories in, calories out. You still want to be at a deficit if you're trying to lose weight, but you don't want to be at a immense deficit. That's not going to be beneficial. And then a caloric surplus is definitely, we already know what that does, so we don't want that. But having your RMR is going to give you a better idea of like where you need to be for your baseline of just existing calories.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Every day. That means what you eat during the day.
Yeah. Yeah, and you need to think about all the things. Don't think, oh, yeah, no, I had breakfast. No. We'll go over this later, but like food logging is really important so that you can actually see what it is that you're eating, because there's a lot of times we forget what's going on. And we're just like, oh, yeah, no, we only ate this, this, and this. And if you start writing it while you're doing it, it helps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's something we'll get to when we talk about goals.
Yeah. And so your bone density is also really important. Osteoporosis is real. And so you want to have the most dense bones ever. It also helps with all-cause mortality rate as well. The more denser your bones are, the less you'll have all these chronic diseases and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you don't fall, break a hip, and then die miserably in a nursing home.
Yep.
Or you'll do it later. You'll have a longer life of quality instead of just a snowball effect of terribleness.
Snowball.
Yeah.
And this is, I mean, that's important. That's what I want. I want to have a long life of adventure and being able to having a body that does what I ask it to do, whether that's picking up groceries or going skiing or going running or cycling or just going on adventures, hiking.
Yeah. And, like I really like the particular scan that you got because it also breaks it down: left arm, right arm, upper body, lower body. So it gives you a bunch of different breakdowns so you can actually see how much muscle mass you have in each limb, trunk, upper body versus lower body, where you store your fat more. Although usually that's pretty visual, but like sometimes you don't know.
Yeah.
Some people just think they have thick thighs and actually it's muscle or not so much.
Yeah. I got a DEXA scan, y'all. Ashtyn recommended that I do it, and I did it. I set myself up to do 3 of them, actually. One at the beginning as we start this journey, one in the middle every 3 months. I'll do one in the middle and then one after 6 months, and we see kind of like what has the progress done? What's happened to my body over these 6 months?
Yeah, and so I wouldn't recommend somebody doing it monthly because some people go overboard. So I'm just saying this so they're educated. Is it available? Yes.
Yeah.
But a DEXA scan is still radiation. It's very, very low grade.
Radiation?
Yes. It's very low grade of radiation. And that's why when I have clients, I strongly suggest them to do it when they first start. And then I have them do it every 6 months to a year afterwards because I want it a little more spread out. Because I don't want them to have as much
radiation. I didn't know about the radiation, but y'all, I went into this place in Austin. Is a physical location.
Yes.
I walked in, I waited in the waiting room, and then I went back to this dark room in the back, and there was this big kind of bed with like an arm over the top of it. And I laid down. I kept my clothes on.
Yeah.
Your clothes stay on. It's not too weird. There's a technician there that sits at a computer. And this little thing is like above you and it goes slowly over your body and it goes zoom, zoom, zoom. Then it moves down and goes zoom, zoom, zoom. It moves down, zoom, zoom, zoom. It takes about 15 minutes and you have to stay still.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Xerox copy machine,
Yeah.
except for your body.
Yeah. They
And
might have a clone of me somewhere that that's what they're actually doing there.
yeah. And when you get your image, it's 2D, so it makes you look really nice and fluffy.
Huh. Yeah,
Like-
that is true.
Yeah, you're like, whoa, what is that?
When I looked over at the technician at the computer, it was just like making my skeleton.
Yes.
Like all I saw was the skeleton, like more skeleton, more skeleton, more skeleton.
Yeah. And you can see, like, did I not even lay straight?
Yeah.
I was a little cattywampus one time and I was like, dang, like, am I broken or did I just not?
Moved in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I have my DEXA scan, and Ashtyn and I are going to go over it. We're going to go over it because this is kind of a baseline for our work together. Right?
Yeah.
This is the beginning of it. Here it is, Ashtyn.
Okay.
This is what I'm working with. And I'll put a graphic on there so that you guys can see this DEXA scan as well. But for now,
Yeah.
you're not going to be able to see it.
Yeah. So I like this DEXA scan because it does, like the way that they break it down now with this visual is really nice.
You like the dashboard?
Yeah. I didn't think I would because I don't like changes and they didn't used to do it like this, but I like it.
Good.
Yeah. So it shows you your scan image and you can see your actual bones and stuff, which is really cool, I think. Because if you have scoliosis, you'll be able to see it.
What do you think about those bones?
The bones in the center of your thoracic kind of seem a little off, but not like terrible.
Off?
Yeah. Like, do you have scoliosis? Like
I don't
mine?
think so.
Oh, no. Oh, well.
What? I'm not worried now, Ashtyn.
Yeah, don't be worried. It's fine. Yeah, and so your total mass is 196.4. Your fat mass is 44.2.
196.4 is my weight.
Yep.
I weigh 196.4. Okay.
Yeah, and so your body fat percentage, this is your visceral, this is your subcutaneous and visceral fat, all your fat.
All my fat.
Yeah, and you got to remember that blood has fat in it. Your brain matter is made out of lipids, which is fat.
I got fat in my head. I got fat in my
Yeah,
blood.
we gotta have fat head. It's important. This is why fats, like good fats, like omega-3s and stuff, are important because you need that for brain function.
Okay.
Yeah, or you'll be foggy headed.
Yeah.
You don't want that.
No.
Yeah, so you're 22.5% body fat. That's not bad. That's really good for the average bear.
So if I weigh about 200 pounds, I'm just going to round up. That means 44 pounds of me is fat.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
that was great math because it says 44.2. It also tells you this. I'm not that awesome at math, but you did a good job.
Well, I rounded up and then I just multiplied
Hey,
what you
no,
said by 2.
you just stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, stop showing off. But it also gives you this, like, it gives you like a scale at the bottom of each little square.
Yeah.
Like your body fat percentage square says 22.5%. And then it says you're in the lowest 40% of people. So this is talking about your age and your
Height
yeah,
and weight.
your demographic. And so you're in the top, or you're in the lowest 40%, which is great.
Yeah.
So you're in the green, which is good.
Yeah.
And then your visceral fat, you have 1.64 pounds of visceral fat. You really want this at as close to 0 or 0.
Because visceral fat is the fat that's bad.
It's the hardest fat, like density-wise. Subcutaneous is a lot soft, squishy,
Yeah.
You felt some squishy people.
Uh-huh. I've felt myself.
So, yeah, feeling on yourself. Squish. This is hard. These are those grandpa guts that you see.
Yeah.
And what it is it's hardened fat that is suffocating your organs. Yeah, it's not good.
It's not good for you.
This is what creates a lot of higher risk of obtaining a chronic disease,
Yeah.
like high cholesterol.
So I need to get
blood
rid of
pressure.
that visceral fat.
Yeah. Heart condition issues, diabetes, yada,
Yeah,
yada.
yeah.
Yes. Subcutaneous fat is a lot easier to lose.
That's outside. That's here at
Yeah.
the edges.
Yeah. The soft, squishy.
Yeah.
The visceral fat is harder to lose. So it takes a little bit longer to lose it. But cleaning up your diet like you're trying is going to help. Your lean mass is 145.3. I'm dyslexic, sorry. 145.3 pounds of your body.
Yeah.
So the only thing that we're missing now is your bone mass, and your bone mass is almost 7 pounds. Isn't that crazy to think about?
My bones are 7 pounds.
Yeah, you got some bones.
I would think my bones would be heavier than that.
Yeah, a lot of people would. You're still in a good bone density. I'm going to click on it to see what it says because it's different than how I used. Okay, so it breaks it down in percentile still. And so what is it saying that you're in? It just says that you're in a good percentile. So you have like 1.3.
I'm good on them bones.
Yeah, but you always want more.
I want more bones?
Yeah, more bone density.
More
But
bone
strength training will help with your bone density. That's what it does.
Okay.
Yeah. So strictly strength, not HIIT type strength.
Yeah.
Strength training will help with bone density. Let's see. I don't like the way they wrote this because I don't know how to read this. Let's see. So this is what I was talking about. They'll show you like your head, your arms, your trunk, your legs,
Mm-hmm.
and they break it down by regions.
Yeah.
That is really beneficial to know because it will help you understand where you carry your fat more.
I carry mine in my trunk, I think.
Let's see.
And that's not a euphemism.
No, that's an actualism. Yeah, you got more fat in your trunk. You're pretty even on your arms and legs.
Yeah?
Men can be. Women tend to carry more fat in their legs.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
You talking about these guns?
Yes.
Ugh, it hurts.
It hurts. He pulled a hammy somehow while he was.
Yeah. It's in my arms. I pulled a foot muscle.
Yeah. So this is all really important to know, and it will break down like where your bone mineral content is. It will tell you where your lean mass, like where you hold the most lean mass. It's cool because like it says you have almost 61 pounds of lean mass.
That's good?
Yeah, in your trunk.
Mm-hmm.
You almost have 55.5 pounds of lean mass in your legs.
Is that good?
That's not bad.
Sweet.
You want some thicker legs though.
Okay.
The thicker the leg, the better.
Okay.
If it's muscle.
Yeah. Yeah, muscle thickness down
Yeah,
there.
so this also goes and tells you your RMR, and it says that, let me see, because it actually gives you the breakdown for everything. So it says that your fat-free mass measurement is to minimize your measurement bias and root mean squared error. So that's talking about, I can't show you, so it's right here.
What is it?
But it shows you like where your resting metabolic rate and then like how much thermic effects of food and non-exercise activity thermogenesis and your exercise activity thermogenesis. So
What does
it's
all that
talking about,
mean, Ashtyn?
Yes. So it's talking about like when you are exercising, you need more calories. When you're not exercising, your RMR is what you could targetly hit.
How much to eat when you're exercising versus how much to eat when you're not exercising?
Yes.
Okay.
And it also lets you know like if these numbers are good because if you're trying to hit a deficit, it gives you all the information.
Yeah, to hit that deficit.
Yeah. It just gives it to you. So you already don't even have to you don't even have to do anything. There's no more math. They did the math for you. So that's great.
Awesome.
It used to just give simply your RMR. And so that's nice that oh no, don't do that. I almost like completely went out of the whole screeny doodle.
Oh my goodness.
How do you go back? Yeah, all scans.
Ashtyn's in my DEXA scan.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to do this new.
She's maneuvering the new UI, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you some maneuvering the UI music. Maneuvering the UI.
Yeah. So your resting metabolic rate is 2,056 calories.
2,056 calories.
Yeah. So you just being alive and existing, you should have at least.
What's that, like 3 hamburgers?
Oh no.
5 hamburgers?
Well, okay. So P. Terry's, I think, just a single cheeseburger, not a double cheeseburger, but a single cheeseburger is like 460.
400? 400. So that means I could have four would be 16, five would be 200. So somewhere around 5.25 burgers.
Yes and no, because you also want to look at your protein intake versus your fat intake. If you're just having a regular diet and not a ketogenic diet, you want to have, I don't know the percentages for ketogenic, so I'm not going to speak on that for you in particular. But since you weigh 196.4 pounds, I would recommend you trying to get 1 pound or 1 gram per pound of protein. So 196 grams of protein per day is what I would recommend you on a regular diet, not on a ketogenic diet. That's different.
I'm on a ketogenic diet right now, y'all. And she's talking macros.
Yes.
The macros are protein, fat, and carbs,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And you're talking about when I go and get those burgers, those 5.5 P. Terry's burgers, and I'm not sponsored by P. Terry's.
Yeah, no,
It's
but
just-
they're great.
It's an Austin classic.
Yes.
That might not provide the 5.5 burgers, might not provide the kind of macros that I'm looking for.
It might not provide the most optimal macros.
So maybe
Correct.
I should think of other things to eat
Yes.
with
Yeah.
my 2,096 pounds
Probably going for more
calories.
lean protein.
Yeah. We'll talk about my keto diet in it when we get down a little bit further, but what do you think overall about the DEXA scan? What do you notice there? What is it good? Is it medium? Is it bad? Where are we at?
You're in the green in a lot of things, so that's great. Is there room for improvement? Always. But it's not, you're not starting at like a 911, oh my gosh, please pick up some weights and shove protein in your face kind of situation.
Well, I have been working out probably with you guys for what? Almost 8 months now.
Yeah, for a while.
Have been doing quite a bit of workout, so it would make
no.
sense. Where do I want these numbers to be? Where do I want my body fat percentage to be?
I
Where do
mean,
you think?
you're good at 22, but it would be probably more ideal for you as a male to be sub 20.
So where am I? What's my target goal, you think, on body fat?
I mean, that's dependent on the individual. And like, is this going to be a temporary target goal, or is this something you're trying to sustain?
I'm going to sustain it.
Okay.
I'm going for lifestyle.
Okay. Well, then I would definitely try to be more in that like 18% range.
18%?
Like a healthy, normal body, nothing crazy. But you also, like, a lot of people will be like, oh, men are supposed to be like 10% body fat. But that's if you're going off of a different scan. Like, an in-body scan does not give as much accuracy, and it doesn't, I don't feel like it counts everything as well, like your bone or your blood fats and your brain fats and all of that. So I think that this will make you look fatter with a higher percentage than like an in-body scan.
Okay.
But the in-body scan's not accurate. You just need to stick with one.
I'm down with just 18. 18 is good for me.
Yeah.
You said 18.
Yeah, I would just, because
I'm
some
getting
people,
confused now.
Yes, some people think, oh, I'll go get an in-body scan and then I'll go get a DEXA scan, and they're going to get varied.
Y'all remember that.
Yes.
If you get an in-body scan and a DEXA scan, they're going to be different. What about visceral fat? What number do I want there?
0. I told you.
Zero visceral.
Yeah, as close to 0 as possible.
So I'm shooting for 0 on the visceral, but that's going to be hard to get rid of. Hopefully,
It'll take time.
It'll take time. Lean mass, what am I looking for?
I mean,
I got 19.7 now. What number do I want right there?
it's really not like what number do you want, other than like if you're wanting a better body composition, the more muscle mass you have, the better. The more muscle mass you have, the less likely you'll have risk of obtaining chronic disease.
What's a good number?
Well, there's not like a specific
For me,
number.
like what, 100?
Well, where are you at?
19.7? 19.7 lean mass.
No, but that's not your pounds of lean mass. That's at the top. Scroll up to the top.
Lean mass, 147.3 pounds.
Yeah, so we already knew you were 22% body fat, so you just want to be, the more, it's not a number this is not where you would have like a SMART goal. This is just, you want to continue to try to get your muscle.
Oh, because as my lean mass goes up, my fat mass goes down.
Yes.
And so if I have 18%, I'm going to have, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So like, for example, my last DEXA scan was, I guess, 3 or 4 months ago. I lost 4% body fat from 2020 to then.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm 16% body fat.
You're at 16.
Yes. And then my lean mass tissue it went up 6.5 pounds from when I started. So now I have like almost 97 pounds of lean tissue.
And I want my bone mass to go up a little bit too.
Yes. Yeah. Like as close to 99 percentile as you can get.
99 percentile of bone mass?
Mhm.
That's my skeleton.
Yeah.
Then my skeleton, I would just be a skeleton.
No, you wouldn't.
99%.
No. It's the density of it. It's not the like it's not.
Bone density is different than bone mass.
Well, bone mass is how
How many pounds of my whole body is
Yes.
bone, and I'm like
density
almost
is
7
your
pounds of bone.
detail, and that's going to be the denseness of it. You want to have tungsten type density.
Really
you don't want to have
dense bones.
aluminum type
Okay.
density. Does that make sense?
Gotcha. But we don't have a number there I'm shooting for.
99th percentile.
99th. Oh, so that's this little thing, the green. I want to
Yes.
be further in the green.
Further in the
So
green.
essentially, I want to be further in the green on all these. Body
Yes.
fat, visceral fat, lean mass,
Yeah.
bone density.
Yeah. And I
and-
can't specifically tell you like, oh yeah, you want to gain point whatever.
Yeah.
You just want more. I would never put a goal there other than to get as close to 100 as possible.
On bone density.
Yeah.
I want less visceral fat. I want no visceral fat.
Yes.
I want less body fat. And I want more lean mass, more bone density.
Yes.
Do I want my resting metabolic to go up or down?
Your resting metabolic rate will go up the more lean mass you have.
Oh. Boop.
Mine went up 200 to 300 more calories from 2020 to 2024. From developing more muscle mass.
Okay, limb lean mass. Does that matter? Limb lean mass probably will go up as I get more strength training and more
So
lifting.
that's just breaking down your limbs to trunk to lower. It's not like your overall numbers are more important than limb, trunk, and legs. Those are just important for you to see, so you can see like if you go to your scan, you can see like if your left leg has more muscle than your right
Dang,
leg.
when I look at my little scans, I look like a fat body.
Yeah, because it's 2D. Yeah, you
God
just,
bless.
Yeah.
I really got a lot over in the hip area.
Everybody looks like Big Bertha.
My skeleton looks
hips
cool,
don't
y'all.
lie.
My skeleton looks cool though.
Yeah.
I can't wait to share that with people. But yeah, that's interesting stuff. Okay, anything else we want to say about the DEXA scan?
You should do it.
I am doing it. Y'all should do it too.
Yeah, no.
I'm doing it. I guess after I do it these 3 times, I won't do it every 3 months. I'll start to do it
you're
less
doing
frequently.
it for educational purposes,
Yeah.
and it's not going to be a continual thing. But I think after that, you should definitely look more into like 6 months to a year instead of every 3 months, because it is radiation.
And radiation is bad, y'all.
Over time, yeah.
Yeah, we don't want that. All right. DEXA discussion over.